Why everyone turned against Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez was once one of the most promising names in hip-hop. Platinum records, chart-topping hits, and a fiercely loyal fan base. But in just a few years, he went from being a celebrated artist to one of the most controversial figures in music. So how did Tory Lanez fall so far? And what caused the industry, and many fans, to turn their backs on him completely? Let's break it down. Part 1. The Rise of Tory Lanez. Born Daystar Peterson in Brampton, a city near Toronto, Canada, Tory Lanez had a rough childhood marked by hardship and loss. His mother passed away when he was just 11 years old, and this deeply affected him. Music soon became his outlet. By his teenage years, Tory was recording songs, crafting mixtapes, and building a buzz online through platforms like YouTube and SoundCloud. What made Tory stand out early in his career was his versatility. He wasn't just another rapper, he could actually sing. His ability to move seamlessly between melodic R&B and hard-hitting rap verses made him a unique voice in the 2010s, a time when the line between rap and singing was becoming increasingly blurred. Mixtapes like Lost Cause and Chicks Tape gained traction and showcased his knack for catchy hooks and emotional storytelling. By 2015, Tory had signed a major deal, and in 2016 he released his debut studio album, I Told You. The project spawned hits like Say It and Love, both of which climbed the charts and received heavy radio play. From there, his career skyrocketed. Tory became known for his aggressive freestyles, his competitive spirit, and his willingness to go toe-to-toe with other rappers. He often expressed that he didn't just want to be part of hip-hop, he wanted to dominate it. By 2020, Tory Lanez was collaborating with artists like Chris Brown, Meek Mill, Lil Wayne, and even appearing on major festival stages worldwide. He had positioned himself as one of the most promising stars of the new generation. But just as his fame peaked, everything would come crashing down. Part 2. The Megan Thee Stallion Incident. In July 2020, the hip-hop world was shaken by reports that Megan Thee Stallion had been shot after leaving a house party in the Hollywood Hills. Initial details were scarce, and speculation spread like wildfire online. Megan at first remained quiet about who the shooter was, but rumors quickly pointed toward Tory Lanez. A few weeks later, Megan went live on Instagram and publicly stated that Tory was indeed the person who shot her. According to Megan, after a heated argument, Tory fired at her feet as she walked away. The revelation divided fans and the music industry. Some immediately believed Megan and rallied behind her, while others doubted her claims, accusing her of exaggeration or lying. Tory, meanwhile, denied the allegations repeatedly. He even released a full album, Daystar, where he rapped about his innocence and painted himself as a victim of false accusations. But while the public argued online, the legal system had already taken action. Tory was officially charged and placed under strict bail conditions as the case moved toward trial. Part 3. The Trial and Conviction. The highly publicized trial finally began in December 2022, with the entire music world watching closely. Throughout the proceedings, multiple pieces of evidence were presented, including ballistics reports, eyewitness accounts, text messages, and expert testimony. The jury ultimately found Tory Lanez guilty on 3 felony charges. He was convicted of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded and unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. These charges reflected the severity of the incident and played a major role in the lengthy prison sentence he would later receive. In August 2023, he was officially sentenced to 10 years in prison. The conviction sent shockwaves throughout the industry. Some fans remained steadfast in their support, claiming the trial was unfair, but many others, including fellow artists, distanced themselves completely. This wasn't just a legal loss for Tory Lanez. It marked the beginning of his cultural blacklisting. Part 4. Public Fallout and Industry Reaction. The backlash was swift and brutal. Within days of the conviction, Spotify removed Tory's music from several editorial playlists, making it harder for casual listeners to discover his songs. Many radio stations stopped playing his tracks, and artists who once collaborated with him either stayed silent or unfollowed him on social media. Even some longtime fans who once defended him began to step away, saying that the overwhelming evidence made it impossible to support him any longer. For many people, this moment wasn't just about Tory Lanez, it was about accountability. In the wake of the Southern's Me Too movement, both the film and music industries had been criticized for protecting problematic figures despite serious allegations. Tory became a symbol of what happens when there's overwhelming proof and consequences finally follow. His downfall also raised broader conversations about misogyny in hip-hop, the treatment of Black women in the music industry, and how artists are held accountable when they harm others. Part 5. Tory Lanez in prison, plus attempts to appeal. Even after his sentencing, Tory Lanez has continued to claim innocence. His legal team has filed several appeals, alleging that the trial was unfair and that certain pieces of evidence were mishandled. As of now, none of these appeals have succeeded in overturning his conviction. Tory remains in prison, where reports suggest he's mostly kept to himself and avoided major incidents. Some fans believe that he could make a comeback once he's released, pointing to other artists who have rebuilt their careers after legal troubles. However, the reality is that music evolves quickly, and with a 10-year sentence, it's unclear if there will still be a place for him in the industry when he gets out. Streaming platforms, award shows, and major labels have largely moved on. And in an era where public perception is everything, rebuilding his reputation will be an uphill battle. The story of Tory Lanez is both tragic and cautionary. It's a stark reminder that fame and success do not make you untouchable. His downfall shows how quickly public opinion can turn, especially when real-life violence and legal consequences are involved. Whether Tory ever makes a return to music remains to be seen. Some artists have managed comebacks after controversy, but in this case, the seriousness of the crime and the overwhelming evidence make his situation far more complicated. What is clear is this: the same industry that once celebrated him has now largely turned the page. Tory Lanez went from being one of hip-hop's most promising stars to a cautionary tale about choices, consequences, and accountability.